Hello again, Andy with Handy Andy Handyman, Handy Andy on Demand, our small project repair division. So we got two great companies under one roof right now. And you can see Mr. Larry here over in East Cobb and Marietta area needs us. He's got gutter screens up here, and we hate gutter screens because people forget they have them, and then they go a few years without cleaning the gutters, and you got trees growing on them. So you guys will remove those screens, clean the gutters, rinse them down, high pressure hose, and then put the screens back. You just have to remember to still clean your gutters once a year. He's really kept up on this house, and he's got masonite siding, and this is another one of those projects where homeowner's been told by everybody he needs to change all his siding. All the big boys want that big ticket job, and that's something we do here. He doesn't need to replace all his siding. He needs to make some repairs, and you'll see as we go through. And it's only because he's hand painted in the past. Otherwise, they'd be right. He'd have to change his siding. He's got a masonite siding, which is not defective, despite what everyone says. And he's got a few other repairs here that are hard to make. So right here, his caulk failed on this outside piece, this nose. And believe it or not, that particular nose, you can't buy it. We have to make it. And so people will replace that with stuff they get at Home Depot and Lowe's. And the dimensions are wrong, and they wind up putting it in horizontally, and then it rots that sill out and everything else. You can see the window frames, all the years that he's painted it, and that's the same ticket too. People tell me he's got to replace these single pane windows that are glazed. See that line right there in the frame? It's been sealed with paint, and they're just starting to rot in a couple of the windows. We actually caulk all those. So in this project, we're going to do his repairs, come back, hand wash it at low pressure, and then hand paint the house. It's going to be hard to see it here, but on the upper left corner, that triangle, the dog ear is rotted. It's two pieces of wood that rotted out. And the little bit of fascia board, if you go back to where you see this nick, kind of about 2 feet from the gutter moving up along the roof line, that's where it was repaired before, and they didn't back prime and seal that whole piece, so it rotted again. So we'll repair that for him as well. I'm not going to be able to show it in the video, but you see how this siding hits the roof line here? He's got a sunroom on the back of the house. On the other side of that ridge right there, there's one row of siding about 10 feet worth that's been chewed up by a squirrel. It's got a hole through it, and we need to go ahead and replace that piece with hardy plank. Here on the corner board, you see that gap, that black line? This house is 30-some years old. That's never been caulked. But when you're looking at his siding, this is what I laugh about salesmen for the construction industry. When you look at the bottom edge of that siding, there's a wave in it because of the framing. The framing is not plumb and straight. But the bottom edge, the thickness is uniform all the way through there. It just needs to be light cleaned and repainted, and it'll be good as new. Masonite siding will last a lifetime. If you caulk all the nail heads and you paint it with a premium paint like Sherwin-Williams Duration or even their super paint, we prefer Duration ourselves. Here, someone came in, probably the homeowner, and repaired this threshold at one point in time. And you can see if you look right here in the corner where he's got that joint, they didn't back prime and seal the old wood, so where that wrinkle is, it's rotted through. So the guys will come back through and they'll replace that one piece there. Instead of what he's got 3 pieces now. We'll go ahead and replace it with 1 piece. On the right side of the house over here, when you come up this way, same thing. He didn't have to replace all of the siding. There's about from row 12 to row 27. We'll replace it up to 1 row above where the woodpecker finally came through. Most of the siding over here, like half of it, is still in good shape. It failed at the butt joints just because the caulk that this painter used wasn't a premium caulk. And, you know, even guys that hand paint will cheat on the caulk, but the caulk is the most important part of any paint job. Caulk and prep. So we hand paint siding like this, we hand wash it first. Otherwise, when you get out here with a 3600 PSI gas pressure washer like a lot of these companies do, all you're doing is injecting water into that cardboard siding, and it's guaranteed to fail. And we see it all the time. So we hand paint it. We actually hand paint houses for about the same price as you'd get to spray paint it. So pick your poison. Here in the left garage, the frame and the molding right there is rotted through, so we'll go ahead and repair that. He's got the same repair on the right side. And while the guys are here, we'll have to make this piece, but my crew can actually make this piece in the garage door, on the right garage door, and make that repair. Fortunately, this homeowner's tried to stay up on stuff, and he's gotten some decent people to work on the house, so he doesn't have to replace all of his siding. You can if you want to, but I don't like wasting money. Now here he's got a lot of water dripping down through this deck because when they built the deck, they never flashed it. So every time it rains, you see the streaking under here? That's all from the water that's weeping down through. So we'll actually install a flashing plate up on top of this deck, and that'll take care of that problem. We can put in a new door, or we can repair this one. You can see how badly it's rotted all the way through. My brother hates when I ask him to do these, but we just did one for a realtor down in Buckhead and saved him like $600 on the project. The left frame and the right frame on this door rotted through. So we'll make that repair as well. All the siding down here is in good shape. We'll give him a price to clean and restain the deck as part of this project. And then when you come upstairs here, we'll install a flashing plate at the bottom edge of the deck and the siding. So it's actually cut into the bottom siding and beveled over. And so whenever it rains, the water will come off across the top. Like here, it'll hit.
Give me a price for staining the deck.
Oh, yes, sir. So here, the water will catch right here, and it'll seep it over to this first split in the boards. You know, so many guys will come out here and tell a homeowner like this, your deck is old, you want new wood. I'd tell them the exact opposite. This is old growth pressure treated wood. I can't even buy this stuff anymore. It's like gold. So he just needs to clean and stain it, and that's it. And we'll give him a price to do that too. Here in this little alcove, the siding got pretty beat up, and so we're going to replace from the window, the bottom of that window right there, down into the corner down here, down to the deck line. Same with the chimney. You can see how rough it is here. What makes me mad on some of these projects, someone worked on this house a while ago, and what it looks like they did is they took Nichihana siding and they turned it upside down. That's not James Hardie siding, and if you look close at it, it's going to be hard to see it in this light, but you can see where the thickness changes. See the shadow on the siding as you work your way up? So a lot of that siding is delaminating, it's separating. Just because it's niche, you don't want to put it on a chimney. You can put it on your main house and it's okay, but chimneys get really abused. So because he had that situation, we'll end up doing all the other repairs that we're doing for him. We're going to change all the siding on the chimney, and we just won't charge him for that piece he charged before. The corner boards, top corner boards are both rotted out on both sides. And again, that happens because people put up wood trim and they don't prime and seal every face. If you do that, it'll never rot. With us, when we do these repairs for him, it's a lifetime of ownership warranty, 3 years transferable on trim. On our Hardie plank work, full lifetime of ownership, full lifetime transferable warranty. On the sidewall of the sunroom right here, he's got 2 boards right here in this corner that will change out. He's got a little bit of rot here in the French door on both sides, left and right frames and brick molds. When you see this yellowing in the grill, people always ask how that happens. It's from the UV rays. That's a plastic grill. And all you need to do to fix that is prime and then paint it. Prime it with oil base like Kills, and you'll be good to go. He added this addition at one point in time, and all of it's in great shape. He may want to come down at some point and close this in down here. We're not going to do it as part of this project. We'll write a separate ticket for that and finalize what he wants to do. But he's thinking about closing this in and just making a workshop down here to work on cars and tinker. He doesn't really want any windows, so we could actually put, James Hardie makes a Hardie panel board that's a 4x8 sheet, and we could run that all around in here very cost effectively and run it out to probably this post right here, do a little bit of framing, and he'd be good to go. It's hard to believe my brother and I have had this company for 27 years in Atlanta. I can't believe that I'm that old, honestly. My son's in the business now, are starting to help. My daughter is picking colors. This is truly a family business. My brother is a master carpenter here with us. But we do everything on a house. You name it, from carpentry, siding, trim, stains, paints, handyman stuff, electrical, everything except swimming pools and air conditioning. We got 2 offices to serve you, one over in the east side of town and one on the west side of town. Sometimes you'll see me in that truck. Other days I'm driven around in a Handy Andy van so I can get quotes done. But just be patient with us. That's the only thing we ever ask for. Sometimes you just can't get us on the phone. The office is 770-912-2829. Sometimes you can catch me at 770-265-9017. I'm Andy. See you at the next house. Bye for now.